Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Sean Boxing Media UG, where every fighter's story lives forever. Today we step outside the ropes and into the life of a man who turned his boxing gloves into a symbol of freedom. From the dusty gyms of Kamwokya to the political stage of Uganda, this is the story of a fighter, a musician, and a leader. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications, because today we tell one of the most inspiring stories ever. Bobi Wine, from the ring to the republic. Let's begin. In the heart of Kampala, before the fame, before the politics, there was a young man whose fists told stories long before his voice ever did. His name was Robert Kyagulanyi Sentamu, but the world would come to know him by another name, Bobi Wine. He was born in 1982 in the dusty streets of Kamwokya, a place of struggle, sound, and survival. Life wasn't easy there. Dreams were often broken before they began. But Bobi had something different. Fire. Before he ever stepped onto a stage, he stepped into a ring. A pair of worn-out gloves, a heart full of courage, and a dream that refused to die. In the small boxing gyms of Kampala, Bobi learned more than punches and jabs. He learned discipline. He learned pain. He learned that no one wins without getting hit first. The ring became his teacher. Every blow reminded him that life, like boxing, was about endurance. If you fall 7 times, you rise 8. But deep inside, another rhythm was calling, the rhythm of music. He would come home from training, bruised but inspired, humming melodies of hope. Soon, those melodies became songs. Songs for the people. Songs for the voiceless. As a young artist, Bobi Wine didn't sing to impress. He sang to express. His voice became a weapon, sharper than any punch he'd ever thrown. He sang about poverty, corruption, and the struggles of the ghetto youth. They called him the ghetto president because he spoke their truth. His message was simple. You don't have to be powerful to make a difference. You just have to care enough to try. And try he did. From small shows to stadium stages, his influence grew. And soon, Bobi realized that music could only go so far. To change the system, he had to step inside it. So he traded microphones for manifestos. He walked from the recording booth straight into Parliament. But politics in Uganda wasn't a song. It was a fight. One that needed not just courage, but sacrifice. When Bobi Wine joined politics, the gloves came back on. But this time, they were invisible. Every rally became a round. Every tear gas cloud was another jab from the system. Every arrest, another blow to the body. Yet through it all, he stood tall. Because a fighter never quits in the middle of the ring. Bobi Wine became a symbol, not just for Uganda, but for all of Africa's youth who dare to speak truth to power. He reminded the world that leadership is not about age or privilege, it's about heart. And as the years rolled on, Bobi's journey grew heavier. He faced intimidation, threats, and prison cells. But even behind bars, his voice echoed louder than before. Because you can cage the man, but you can't cage the message. Every bruise, every battle, every sacrifice, it all led to one destiny, the presidential race. In 2021, Bobi Wine stood before millions of Ugandans and said, "I am here to lead a generation that refuses to be silent." He didn't come from a rich family. He didn't have powerful sponsors. What he had was belief in himself and in his people. As he campaigned across the nation, from the dusty towns of Gulu to the bustling streets of Kampala, the people saw not just a man, but a movement. A boxer who once fought for trophies now fought for freedom. A musician who once sang for joy now sang for justice. A politician who once dreamed alone now carried the dreams of millions. Through pain, through hope, through struggle, Bobi Wine rose. And whether or not he wins a political crown, he has already achieved something greater, awakening a nation's conscience. He proved that from the smallest corner of the ghetto can rise a leader strong enough to shake a country. In the story of Uganda, Bobi Wine's name will not just be remembered as a musician, or a boxer, or even a politician, but as a fighter of the people. Because life is a ring, and Bobi Wine is still in the fight. From the ring to the republic, the fighter's spirit lives on.